Hello ladies and llamas, and welcome back to Doki Doki Literature Club. Now, we just had that traumatizing and horrifying experience in the last one, and as you can see, Natsuki is gone, and glitched Monica, has replaced her. And it looks like it's a glitched version of all the characters. You know, we got Yuri, Natsuki here. So yeah, let's just click this, because the other ones are just load games back into where I've previously saved. So let's go ahead and click this now. Oh yeah, I remember this. Yeah, this means, you know, I know what this means. I see an annoying girl running toward me in the distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. That girl is my neighbor, a good friend since we were children. You know, the kind of friend you'd never see yourself making today, but the kind that just works because you've known each other for so long. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school, she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I would get tired of waiting up. This seems kind of familiar. But if she's going to chase after me like this, I almost feel better off running away. However, I just sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk and let her catch up to me. It's just an ordinary school day like any other. Morning is usually the worst, being surrounded by couples and friend groups walking to school together. Meanwhile, I've always walked to school alone. I've always told myself it's about time I met some girls or something like that, but I have no motivation to join any clubs. I'm perfectly content just getting by on the average while spending my free time on games and anime. There's always the anime club, but it's not like there would be any girls in it anyway. The school day is ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. After I pack my things up, I stare blankly at the wall looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. There really aren't any that interest me. Besides, most of them would probably be way too demanding for me to want to deal with them. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. Landon! Oh, Monica. Oh my goodness, I totally didn't expect to see you here. It's been a while, right? Yeah, it has. Monica smiled sweetly. We do know each other well. We rarely talk, but we were in the same class last year. Ooh, Monica was probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, athletic, basically completely out of my league. So having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little... What did you come in here for anyway? Oh, I've just been looking for some supplies to use for my club. Do you know if there's any construction paper in here? Or markers? Or I guess I could check the closet. You're in the debate club, right? How about that? I actually quit the debate club. Really? You quit? Yeah. To be honest, I can't stand all of the politics around the major clubs. I feel like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. I'd much rather talk about something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. In that case, what club did you decide to join? Actually, I'm starting a new one. Literature Club. Literature? That sounds like kind of dull. How many members do you have so far? It's kind of embarrassing, but there are only 3 of us so far. There's only 3. It's really hard to find new members for something that sounds so boring. Well, I can see that, but it's really not that boring at all, you know. Literature can be anything: reading, writing, poetry. I mean, one of my members even keeps her manga collection in the club room. Wait, really? Yeah, it's funny, right? She always insists that manga is literature too. I mean, she's not wrong, I guess. And besides, a member is a member, right? Did Monica say she? Hey, Landon, by the chance, are you still looking for a club to join? I mean, I guess so, but in that case, is there any chance you could do me a big favor? I wouldn't ask you to join, but if you could at least visit the club, it would make me really happy. Please, well, I guess I have no reason to refuse. Besides, how could I ever refuse someone like Monica? Sure, I guess I could check it out. Oh, awesome. You're really sweet, Landon. You know that? That's nothing really. Shall we go on then? I'll look for the materials another time. You're more important. And thus, today marks the day I sold my soul to Monica and made her irresistible smile. Well, I timidly follow Monica across the school and upstairs, a section of the school hallway a section of the school I rarely visit, being generally used for third-year classes and activities. Where did I get hallway from? I'm just making up words at this point. Monica, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. I'm back, and I brought a guest with me. Girl 1. Seriously, you brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere. Don't be mean, Natsuki. But anyway, welcome to the Literature Club, and all words escape from the situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. So let me guess. You're Monika's boyfriend, right? What? No, I'm not. Natsuki, the girl with the sour attitude whose name is apparently Natsuki, is one I didn't recognize. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year. Anyway, this is Natsuki. Oh, I skipped too fast. And this is Yuri, the vice president. It's nice to meet you. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with someone like Natsuki. Yeah, it's nice to meet both of you. So I ran into Lynn in the classroom and you decided to come check out the club. Isn't that great? Wait, Monika, didn't I tell you to let me know in advance before you brought anyone new? I was going to, well, you know. Monika, sorry. I mean, I didn't forget that, but I just happened to run into him. In that case, I should be at least make some tea, right? Yeah, that would be great. Why don't you come sit down, Lennon? The girls have a few desks around arranged to form a table. Yuri walks to the corner of the room and opens a closet. Meanwhile, Monika and Natsuki sit across from each other. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Monika. So, I know you didn't really plan on coming here, but we will make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the Literature Club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting out all the effort to start something brand new, especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile, but it makes school events like the festival much more important. I'm confident that we can all really grow this club before we graduate. Right, Natsuki? Well, I guess. Natsuki reluctantly agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monika must have worked really hard to find these two. Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully places the teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot in the middle. You keep a whole tea set in this classroom? Don't worry, the teacher gives us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? And, I guess, don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri is just trying to impress you. Yeah, that's not. Insulted, Yuri looks away. I mean, I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but at least I enjoy tea. I'm glad. And Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. So, Lena, what kind of things do you like to read? Well, considering how little I've read these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga? I muttered quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki had suddenly perked up. It looks like she wanted to say something, but keeps her ears quiet. No, not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me, and telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. But I like to read a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't that amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Anyway, I've been reading a lot more horror lately. Ooh. It feels like we're just reading the same thing. I read a horror book once. I desperately grasped something I can relate at a minimal level. At this rate, Yuri might as well have been having a conversation with a rock. I'd expect that from you, Yuri. It suits your personality. Oh, is that so? I'm just waiting for the jump scare. Really, if a story makes me think or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment. I hate horror. Oh, why's that? Well, Natsuki's eyes dart over to me for a split second. Never mind. That's right, you usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind the last club meeting. It looked like you were working on a poem called... Don't say it out loud. And get that back. Fine. Natsuki, you write your own poems? Yeah, well, I get sometimes. Why do you care? Well, I think it's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime? No. Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Not very confident writer yet. I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up your readers, expose your vulnerabilities, and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share your work, you can set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers. I guess it's the same for Yuri. We all sit in silence for a moment. Hey, I just got an idea. How about this? Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monika. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. The next time we meet, I'll share this with each other. That way, everybody is even. I thought it was a good idea. Well, I think you're right, Monika. We should probably start finding activities for us all to participate in together. I decided to take on the responsibility of vice president after all. I need to do my best to mature the club as well as its members. Besides, now that we have a new member, it seems like a good step for us to take. Do you agree as well, Landon? Hold on, there's still one problem. What's that? Now we've reached the most important topic. I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I would join the club. Monika may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and I lose my train of thought, and all three girls stare back at me with dejected eyes. I'm sorry, I thought, The girls exchange glances before Monika turns back to me. I guess I need to tell you the truth, Landon. The thing is, we don't have enough members yet to form an official club. We need 4. Well, there would have been 4, but and I have been really trying hard to find new members, and if we don't find a member before the festival, I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? I would feel terrible for letting everyone down in this situation, and besides, the club itself seems pretty relaxed, so if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls... Right, okay, I decided then. I'll join the literature club. Yay, so cool. One by one, the girls' eyes light up. Oh my goodness, really? Do you really mean that, Landon? Yeah. It could be fun, right? You really did scare me for a moment. If you really just left us after all this, I'd be super pissed. Landon, I'm so happy. Become an official club now, and thank you so much for this. You're really amazing. I'll do everything I can to give you a great time, okay? And thanks, I guess. Okay, everyone. I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember that tonight's assignment? Write a poem and bring it to the next meeting so we can all share. Monika looks over at me once more. Landon, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Hehe. Yeah. Can I really impress the class star Monika with my mediocre writing skills? I already feel the anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri cleans up the tea set. I guess I'll be on my way then. Okay. I'll see you tomorrow then. I can't wait. Then I'll probably from the club room and make my way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between 3 girls. Natsuki, Yuri, and of course Monika. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in the literature club? Perhaps I'll have the chance to grow closer to one of these girls. Alright, I just need to make the most of my circumstances, and I'm sure good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. You have unlocked a special poem. Oh, yeah, I'd like to read that. Nothing is real. Boy. Uh-oh, there's only 2. Well, let's just do her again, because, it should be a little bit easier now. Electricity, how does that... What? I don't know, let's just pick whatever. Oh yeah, you're the joyous one, that's right. I just picked... I'm tired. Oh boy. Giggle. Cheeks. Nibble. Laugh. Precious. Pout. I am so tired. This is probably gonna be... I've recorded for the past almost 3 hours. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Ha ha ha. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but at least I kept my word. Well, I'm back in the literature club, and it was the last to come in, so everyone else has already started hanging out. Oh, that got me for a second. I was like, what? Thanks for keeping your promise, Landon. I hope this isn't overwhelming for a commitment for you. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Oh, come on. Like he deserves any slack. You already had to be dragged here by Monica. I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what, but if you don't take it seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Hey! Something about big mouth for someone who keeps a manga collection in the club. Get out of the way. My bet. Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga. Manga is literature. Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. I'm so sorry, Linda, and I'll make sure to put your comfort first, okay? Yuri shoots Natsuki with a disappointed glance. Anyway, now that you're in the club and all, perhaps you might have an interest in picking up a book and to read. Well, I can't really say no either way. Like you said, I'm in the club now, so if it really feels right for me to do something like that, if you ask. Well, wait, I didn't mean it like that. If you don't really want me... Oh, the music changed, I think. If you don't really want to, then forget I said anything, I guess. No, it's not that, Yuri. It's glitching all over the place. I want to try to be a part of this club, so even if I don't read often, I'm happy to pick up a book if you want me to. Are you sure? I just felt like, well, as vice president and all, that should help you get started on something you might like. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so keep your attention even if you don't usually read. And we could, discuss it if you wanted. This is how a girl accidentally being so cute. Wait, how is this girl actually being so cute? I am so out of it. My eyes are like, staring at the screen for a long time. She has even picked out a book that she thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you so much. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Phew. Well, if you can read it on your own pace, I look forward to hearing what you think. Now everyone is settled in, I expect Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression like she was waiting for the chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki, the music changed again, is rummaging around in the closet. I hear Natsuki utter an exasperated sigh from within the closet. She seems to be annoyed by something. I approach her in case she needs a hand. Looking for something here? Oh. What? She never puts my stuff back in the right spot. What is the point in keeping your collection organized if someone else is just gonna mess it up? Natsuki slides a bunch of stacked books and boxes across the shelf. Manga? You read manga, right? Sometimes. Manga is one of those things where you can't admit you're really into it until you figure out where the other person stands. How did you know anyway? I heard you bring it up at some point. Besides, it's kind of written on your face. What's that supposed to mean? I see. There's a lot of volume of manga amidst a stack of various books on the side of one of those shelves. Curious, I put it out of the stack. There it is. Natsuki snatches it out of my hand. She then turns to a box of manga and slips the volume right into the middle of the rest. Much better. Seeing a box set with one book missing is probably the most irritating sight in the world. I know that feel. I get a closer look at the box she's admiring. Parafet Girls? It's a series I've never heard of in my life, so that probably means it's either way out of my demographic or it's simply terrible. If you're gonna judge, you can go through it, through the glass on the door. She points to the classroom door. Hey, I wasn't judging anything. I didn't even say anything. It was the tone of your voice. But I'll tell you one thing, Lyndon. Consider this less... In fact, Natsuki pulls out the first volume of Parafet Girls from the box. I'm going to show you exactly why. She shoves the book right into my hands. I stare at the cover. It features of 4 girls in colorful attire striking amid feminine poses. It's exceedingly don't just stand there. Natsuki grabs my arms and pulls me out of the closet. Then she takes a seat against the wall beneath the windowsills. She pats on the ground next to her, signaling me to sit there. Oh man, talking so long. Wouldn't chairs be more comfortable? Take my seat. Chairs wouldn't work. We can't read at the same time like that. Why are we standing then? Weren't we just over there? What's that? I guess it's easier to be close together like this. Don't say that. You just make me feel weird about it. Natsuki crosses her arms and scooches an inch away from me. Sorry. I didn't exactly expect to be sitting this close to her either. Not that I can say it's particularly a bad thing. I opened the book. It's only a few seconds before Natsuki once again inches closer, reclaiming an additional space while she hopes I won't notice. I could feel her peering over my shoulder, much more eager to begin reading than I am. Wow. How long has it been since I read the beginning? You don't go back and flip through the older volumes every now and then? Not really. Maybe sometimes after I've already finished the series. Hey, are you paying attention? I am, but nothing's really happening yet, so I can talk at the same time. It looks like it's about a bunch of friends in high school, typically a slice of life affair. I kind of grew out of these since it's rare for the writing to be entertaining enough to make up for the lack of the plot. Oh, there we are, back next to the wall. How do we get back over here? Are you sure this isn't boring for you? It's not. Even though you're just watching me read, well, it's fine. I'm fine with that. If you say so. I guess it's fun sharing something you like with someone else. I always get excited when I convince any of my friends to pick up a series I enjoy. You know what I mean? You don't. That's not... well, I wouldn't really know. What do you mean? Don't you share your manga with your friends? Could you not rub it in? Jeez. Sorry. Like I could ever get my friends to read this. They just think manga's for kids. I can't even bring it up without them being all like, you still haven't grown out of that yet? Makes me want to punch them in the face. I know those kind of people. Honestly, it takes a lot of effort to find friends who don't judge, much less friends who are also into it. I'm already a kind of a loser, so I guess I gravitated toward the other losers over time, but it's probably harder for someone like you. Yeah, that's pretty accurate. Wait, which part? I mean, I feel like I can't even keep it in my own room. Oh. Dang. At least it's safe here in the club room. Except Monica's kind of a jerk about it. Man, I've been talking for so long, my voice is like starting to be crap. Oh, sorry. Bumped the tripod there. I can't win, can I? Well, it paid off in the end, didn't it? I mean, here I am reading it. Well, it's not like that solves any of my problems, maybe. But at least you're enjoying yourself, right? So? Geez, that's enough. Are you going to keep reading or what? Yeah. I flipped a page. Time passes. Natsuki is staying quiet now. I glance over at her. Looks like she started to fall asleep. Hey, Natsuki. Yeah? Suddenly, Natsuki collapses straight under me. Hey! Oh! Uh-oh. Calm. Oh, jeez. Natsuki, are you okay? Here. Monica reaches in her bag and pulls out some kind of protein bar. She throws it in Natsuki's direction. Natsuki's eyes suddenly light up again. She snatches the bar from the floor and immediately tears off the wrapper. I told you not to give... She doesn't even finish her sentence before stuffing it in her mouth. Don't worry, Landon. She's fine. It just happens every now and then. That's why I always keep a snack in my bag for her. Anyway, why don't we all share our poems now? Oh... I told Natsuki I was interested in her poems yesterday. It's probably only fair if I shared mine with her first. Okay, I guess I'll start things. First of all, Natsuki rereads my poem. Never mind, I don't feel like giving you my opinion. Then what's the point of sharing in the first place? I wrote this when I could have been doing other things. In fact, I remember how I said I wanted to read your poems. That's what I had in mind when writing this. I want to help you feel comfortable enough to share yours, like Monica said. Well, I would be more comfortable sharing my poem if yours was really bad. You were supposed to show me some dumb poem and make me go, this is, well, this is not that great, but let me show you what real literature looks like. And you went and ruined it. I hope you're happy. So, in other words, you're saying you liked it? Natsuki's retort gets caught in her throat. You don't understand anything, do you? I already told you that. You don't have to go announcing it to the world like you're all self-important. Pretty sure you never actually said. I say that mostly to myself. Natsuki must really hate me or something. I can't figure out if it's a win or a loss that she likes my poem. In any case, you still need to show me yours, right? Or fine, I guess. Only because Monica will make it me if I don't. Eagles can fly. Monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can seek, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can try, but that's about it. Yeah, I told you that they weren't gonna like it. I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff, so people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't it the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly. I like when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard, like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening, so I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. But the other nice thing is about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like I set up the rhyme at the end, but then made it fall flat on purpose. Like it helps bring out the feeling in the last line. So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized. That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Yeah, I guess not. I decided to humor with her for the last comment. I didn't really care about how old everyone was, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I wouldn't take that away from her. Okay, next one up. Alright. Yuri stares at the poem. A minute passes, more than enough time for her to finish reading. So sorry, I forgot to start speaking. It's fine, don't force yourself. I'm not. I just need to put my thoughts into words. Hold on. Okay, it's your first time writing a poem, right? Yeah. Why do you ask? It's just making sure. I guess that it might be after reading it, though. So it's not that bad. No. Did I raise my voice? I'm so sorry. Yuri buries her face in her hands. I couldn't help but notice that it's been several minutes and we haven't really gotten anywhere. It might take Yuri a while to get used to new people. It's fine. I really didn't notice. What were you saying? Right. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers, and having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most notable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very in other words, they try to tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they fit the two together. The end result is that both style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that is something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques to go into writing even a simple poem. It's just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. And I hope that everyone else in the club gives you a valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little bit biased though. Biased how? Never mind. I shouldn't be talking about other people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing for herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily as if it's a rare opportunity for her, which itself is kind of funny. After all, it's just supposed to be a literature club. Oh no, more cursive. Come on. It's the cursive. Ghost under the light. The tendrils of the hair illuminate beneath the amber glow, bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining street light to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe, calm, breathing air of the present, but living in the past. The light flickens. I flicken back. The light flickers. I flick. It looks like an N. I'm so bad at reading cursive. I'm so sorry. I have such terrible handwriting. What? I wasn't thinking at all. Well, I was. I don't like cursive. It's. I mean, it looks cool. Maybe for like designs, but not just reading. I don't know. Looks like it took you a long time to read. Oh. Well, I just don't read script very often. That's what I'm saying. I guess I am literally saying that. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. Oh, that's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Now, even though it's a short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you liked it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easily to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghost theory? Actually, the story isn't about ghosts at all. It's really... I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. But remember, poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and expressions in their work. They usually do more than just tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more solemn putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive. It's nothing really. Well, it makes me happy to think you think that. Just remember that it won't be long before you pick up on these things too. Yeah, maybe you're right. I guess I'll have to keep trying. I'm counting on you. Alright, one more, and then I'll have to call the episode here. This one has not been too crazy, too far, like too intense like the last one, but I am so tired. I've been going, just recording, so, yeah, it's like 2:30 a.m. Turns out that's why I'm talking like this. Monica. And then, having a good time so far? Oh, yeah. I'm good, glad to hear it. And by the way, since you're new and everything, if you have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring these up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course, I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, you want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Don't worry, Landon. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's that sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem. I like it, Landon. Really? It's a lot cuter than I expected. Oh, jeez. No. It kind of makes me think of something Natsuki would write, and she's a good writer too, so take that as a compliment. If you say so, yep. If you're interested in Natsuki, then always keep a snack on you. She'll cling to you like a puppy. Natsuki's dad doesn't give her lunch money or leave her any food in the house, so she's a fussy mood pretty often. Whoa, that's not what we had earlier. He's like making supper and stuff. But sometimes she loses all of her strength and shuts down, like earlier. This is just I guess, but I think she's so small because her malnutrition is interfering with her adolescent growth. But hey, some guys are into petite girls, so you know. Sorry, just trying to look at the bright side. Anyway, do you know what you want to read? Do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims not to be very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? I see. Well, let's read it then. Alright. A hole in the wall, but he wasn't looking at me. Confused, I frantically glanced at my surroundings, but my burdened eyes can no longer see color. Are there others in the room? Are they talking? Are they simply poems on flat sheets of paper? The sound of frantic scrawling playing tricks on my ears. The room begins to crinkle, closing in on me. The air I breathe dissipates before it reaches my lungs. I panic. There must be a way out. It's right there. He's right there. Swallowing my fears, I brandished my pen. Okay. So, what did you think? Oh, it's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really into the right person to ask for feedback. That's okay. Yeah, it's the kind of style that's gotten pretty popular nowadays. That's a lot of poems have been pushing emphasis on timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. Wait, is that the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that it has some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I was kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big, dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. I guess that's everyone. Glance around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated, as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems... All the music! There's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is the literature club after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Monica is writing something in her notebook. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's with this language? Huh? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy. Thanks. Yours is cute. Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can this be cute? I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice. You mean you have to try hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all. Well, I do have a couple suggestions. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked somebody who actually liked it, which people did, by the way. And Monica liked it, and Landon liked it, too. My name is Cringy. So based on that, I'm gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all, excuse me, I appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect to change it anytime soon, unless, of course, I come across something particularly inspiring, which I haven't yet. And then I like my poem, too, you know. So he even told me he was impressed by it. Natsuki suddenly stands up. Oh? I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. Oh, I thought it was something serious, and then it just got goofy. That's not what Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that Leonard appreciates my advice more than he appreciates yours. And how do you know that he didn't appreciate my advice more? You fool yourself. If I was full of myself, I wouldn't deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Leonard started showing him. Natsuki, that's a little... this does involve you. Taking out of your own insecurities on others like that. You really act like... you really act as you look, Natsuki. What's happening? Me? Look who's talking. You want to be edgy? Edgy? Sorry, my lifestyle is too much for someone of your mental age to comprehend. See? I was just saying that proves my point. Most people learn to get over themselves after they graduate middle school, you know? If you want to prove anything, then stop harassing others with your sickening attitude. You think you can counterbalance your toxic personality by dressing and acting cute? The only cute thing about you is how hard you try. Well, be careful, you might cut yourself on that edge, Yuri. Oh, my bad, you already do, don't you? Did you just accuse me of cutting myself? Oh. Yeah, go on. Everything you really think. I'm sure he'll be head over heels for you after this. Suddenly Yuri turns toward me as she just noticed I was standing there. And then she was trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. How? Oh. What do I pick? What am I doing? What? Hi? Oh. Hey, why don't we step outside for a little bit, okay? Sorry about that. They really shouldn't have been tried to get you involved. It's probably better for us to stay out of this. We'll go back inside when they're done yelling. Some president I am, right? I can't even confront my own club members properly. I just wish I was able to be a little bit more assertive sometimes. But I never have it in me to put my foot down against others. You understand, right? Anyway. If that makes you want to spend less time with the others, then that's fine. And I'd be happy to spend time with you instead. Suddenly Natsuki runs out of the classroom. She quickly runs away. Oh dear. Well, it looks like they're done. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. Yuri is rocking back and forth in her desk with her palms on her forehead. Yuri, I didn't mean it. I believe you. I have no idea what Yuri might have said to Natsuki or did. Please don't hate me. Please, I'm not like this. There's something wrong with me today. It's fine, Yuri. We know that you didn't mean it. Besides, I'm sure Natsuki will forget all about it by tomorrow. Completely. Oh. That's reassuring. Anyway, the meeting is over, and you can go home now if you want. Yuri looks at me like she wants to say something, but she keeping glance at Monica. You can go first, Monica. I'd like to stay a little bit longer. As I'm the president, so I should be the last one out. I'll wait for you to be done. Well, I'm the vice president, so please let me take this responsibility today. Kind of sounds like you don't want me to be around for something, Yuri. It's not like that. I didn't get much of a chance to discuss my book with Landon. I would just be more embarrassed with you listening. I guess I don't really have a choice, do I? I'm sorry for causing trouble. But I really... Oh, what? Let's pick... no. I don't know. Oh. Oh. What? Okay, I'm gonna end it there. I don't know what that was, but oh my goodness, that was intense. Yeah, so we'll just pick up with this in the next episode. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you llamas in the next one.